in the UK at a very interesting time, what with Brexit or no Brexit or halfway Brexit. Who knows? None of us knows. Least of all the people who live on these islands. But you are in one of the most multi-ethnic cities on the face of planet Earth. It has been calculated that something like 320 languages are spoken in this city. 320 languages. This is a city which is dependent on international trade. So whatever the political shenanigans, trade is the lifeblood of this city. And this city is very much the lifeblood of much of the UK's economy. It brings in so much wealth that many other parts of the UK economy are dependent on what is happening in London. So decisions to do with international trade are very germane to what's going on in the very city that we're in at this very moment in time. Equally germane is the whole issue of leadership. It has never been more important. Some would say that we're actually seeing more and more examples of poor leadership, of leadership in breakdown, of various psychoses being manifested by institutional leaders, by our political leaders, by leaders of so-called captains of industry. Only history will really be able to give a full assessment on how effective these were, but it reminds us of how important this conference is, that we need to keep leadership at the forefront of our thinking, because wherever we've come from, we bring with us models of leadership, we're being exposed to models of leadership, and we also need to give thought to how is leadership evolving? Are the patterns of leadership still relevant for the sectors in which we operate? Personally, I have a very big question to ask about foresight planning. I see very little sign of foresight planning in many sectors that I engage with, but that's another story. So CILM and CBER welcome you and hope that this conference will be one where you gain fresh insights, but also you have some very interesting conversations. It's a small conference, a select conference. You remember E.F. Schumacher? Small is beautiful. That even though we may be a select gathering, hopefully over time, you will actually develop some interesting relationships and conversations that have grown out of it. But equally, we have to ask the question, why are we perhaps smaller than we would wish? Well, for a start, there have been a number of delegates who have not received their visas. And some